Okay, in lesson 6.2, we're going to be doing basically the exact same thing we did in lesson 6.1, which is solving inequalities, except for this time you're not going to have to graph. So that's kind of nice, but we do have multi-step. So if you know how to solve an equation, you should know how to solve these because nothing is different except for the sign. Now remember, if we do multiply or divide by a positive negative number, I have to flip the sign. So first of all, what would I do in order to get x by itself? Well, I need to add 3 to both sides. So I get 5x is greater than 15. Now I want to divide by 5, and I get x is greater than 3. Since I don't have to graph it, that is my final answer. Okay, let's do the next one. What would I do first? I would add 5 on both sides. And I get 2y is less than 12. Divide by 2. And I get y is less than 6. Again, since I don't have to graph, this is my final answer. All right, let's do the next one. What would I do first for solving this equation? Well, I need to subtract 1, and I get negative 3x is less than or equal to 21. Now, look what I have to divide by, a negative number. See how I divided by a negative number? That means x is going to be greater than or equal to, do you see how I just flipped my sign there? And then 21 divided by negative 3 is negative 7. Okay, let's do the exact same thing. First of all, somebody tell me, what's that number in front of x? It's going to be a negative 1. Write that there so you don't forget it. And how do I move the 5 over? Well, let's ask myself, is 5 positive or negative? It's positive, so I subtract 5 on both sides. You say, does that count as moving a negative number over? No, remember it has to be either by multiplication or division. We just subtracted there. So negative 1x is greater than negative 1. Then I divide by negative 1. When I divide by a negative number, I have to flip my sign. Negative 1 divided by negative 1 is positive 1. Okay? Now I've got variables on both sides, so I've got to combine like terms, then solve. So, okay, this is a like term, this is a like term. Let's move the 4x over here. So I subtract 4x on both sides, and I get negative 2x minus 4 is greater than negative 1. Then I add 4 to both sides because these are like terms that need to be combined. This cancels out. Negative 2x is greater than or equal to 3. Now, I've got to divide by negative 2 because, remember, I'm still trying to get x by itself. I divided by a negative number, so what do? Flip my sign, and I get negative 1 1/2, or you could leave it as negative 3 over 2. Either one is a correct answer. Okay, let's do the exact same thing. Let's combine like terms. So I'm going to subtract 3x. Subtract 3x. Remember, there's a 1 in front of that. So that's going to be same signs, add and keep. Then I'm going to subtract 1 because, again, I still got like terms that need to be combined. Negative 4x is less than or equal to 20. Then I divide by negative 4. When I divide by a negative number, I have to flip my sign, and I get x is greater than or equal to negative 5. So this would be how you solve inequalities.